who are in private insurance have access to a flexible spending account. Doesn't mean they take it, but it just means they have access. Millions of Americans are already using flexible spending accounts. What I'm proposing, let's just give the same option to people who are on the individual exchanges. Now, and by the way, let me just make the point. My wife and I, our family, we are on the Obamacare Small Business Exchange. Everybody in Congress is on a Obamacare Small Business Exchange. I am getting my flexible spending account through an exchange. All we're saying is open up the window just a little bit to allow those who are on the individual exchanges to likewise access that which I am getting through the Small Business Exchange. This merely extends what is current law for some people on their health plan to extend it to those who are within the individual exchange. The federal government can take the laws, the tools, the vendors, the department it is already using and implement a pre-funded flexible spending account for those on the individual exchange. Why is that important? Because that can happen for plan year 2026. I'm asking, well, what are we going to do about the people next year? This is about next year. How can we help those folks signing up for insurance right now for 2026? This brings them benefit right now for 2026. Now, let me now kind of go through the differences between the enhanced premium tax credit and a federally funded flexible spending account. And this is kind of the money chart, if you will. If you're with me in concept that maybe this could work, hopefully, I can convince people who might be watching, my Democratic colleagues who might be listening, to give power to the patients instead of giving enhanced premium tax credits to insurance companies. Okay, who gets the money? Under the enhanced premium tax credit, the insurance company gets the money, and 20% of it goes for overhead and for profit. Under the pre-funded flexible spending account, a patient and the family controls the money. What can it be used for? The enhanced premium tax credit, it can be used for insurance premiums. Under the pre-funded flexible spending account, it can be used for real care, if you will. Dental visits, physician visits, eyeglasses, prescriptions, orthodontia. It has more flexibility than the traditional insurance policy has. Who makes the decision? Well, the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rule. Under the enhanced premium tax credit going to insurance companies, the insurance company makes the decision. They decide what care you have, where you get it, and how much you are charged. When you have a pre-funded flexible spending account, the patient makes the difference. The patient makes the decision. She decides where the dollars go. I always use the feminine because women make 95% of healthcare decisions for themselves, their family, for their spouse, for their boyfriend. I always chuckle. Guys are the stupidest thing in the world when it comes to their healthcare. Maybe a couple other things. But the people that care about this are typically women, and so I speak to her. And does it lower cost? Under the enhanced premium tax credit, there's really minimal incentive for the insurance company to attempt to lower cost. So therefore, as costs go up, so do premiums. On the other hand, under a pre-funded flexible spending account, you empower patients to shop, which drives competition. One example, I was once stopped on the street by someone who had seen one of my talks, and she goes, "You talked about using cash or using my flexible spending account or using my health savings account to buy something." There was a MRI ordered for my son's shoulder. My deductible was $5,000. The MRI was going to cost $2,000. I was going to have to pay $2,000 for my son.
Hey guys, sorry we're doing some breaking here. I just got in a little bit late on this, so we'll just continue from there and then we'll have a discussion afterwards.
To $6,800. So if we're talking about an MRI costing $2,000, you're still within the deductible. If you have a flexible spending account, You're not paying for that out of your pocket. You're paying for it with your flexible spending account. And you can ask, what if I give you cash instead? And they'll give you the lower price, not the higher price, if there's a lower cash price than there often is. This turns that woman, that family, into an informed consumer, and that begins to drive down the cost. This is the essence of giving power to a patient. The patient picks the best deal for her health and the best deal for her family's pocketbook. The pre-funded flexible spending account doesn't treat someone like a dependent of the federal government. They treat them like somebody who can make wise decisions for themselves and empowers them to make wiser decisions than the insurance company itself can. Now, some will ask, how much money does it cost? The first year, depending on how we structure it, it might cost just as much as our enhanced premium tax credits. Why? Because we're going to take the amount of money that would go for the enhanced premium tax credit and put it into a pre-funded flexible spending account. My Democratic colleagues should like that. They should say, wait a second, okay, it's still given the same value. In fact, I would argue better value, because when you give it to the insurance company, 20% goes to profit and overhead, and when you give it to the patient, 100% goes to real care, but the cost the first year will be about the same. But I will repeat, the difference is where the money goes. Because it goes 100% for real care, there's more value for every federal dollar. And once more, it's in the family's vested interest, financial interest, to purchase wisely, and that begins to drive down health care cost. And that, coupled with other reforms in year 2 of this program, in year 2, would begin to reflect itself in lower premiums. So, to conclude, here's the choice before us. We can keep paying insurance companies to hide the cost of higher premiums behind confusing bills, rising premiums, in a system which actually raises costs for many. Or we can give the patient the tool and trust her to pay for her care directly at fair prices with transparency. If we will, it puts patients before insurance companies. It encourages competition. It encourages and rewards smart choices. It begins to make health care truly affordable, not by inflating subsidies, but by unleashing the power of the consumer. Let's stop writing blank checks to bureaucracies and insurance companies. Let's invest in our fellow Americans. If you will.
Got credit? Trade Line Supply Company, the leaders in credit opportunity. Want seasoned, authorized user trade lines? We make buying trade lines easy. TradeLineSupply.com, the industry's most trusted source.
Some politics behind us to come up with a creative solution that actually benefits Americans a little bit out of our comfort zone. It's what we should be doing every day. I call upon us to do that today. We have to be willing to take the risk to solve the problem, not be afraid to do something different. We have to be willing to tackle complex problems, not retreat to our trench, which is labeled Republican or Democrat, and be afraid to come out to find a creative solution. I'm a Republican, but more than that, I'm a doctor who for 20 years tried to care for those who could not afford their health care or their health insurance. I invite my 99 colleagues to join me trying to find affordable health care and affordable insurance for fellow Americans. Let's be creative. Let's do it. And let's not just reject a proposal because maybe my side or your side proposed it. Let's fix health care. Let's give patients the power. And with that, I yield.
Okay, it looks like we've got a little bit of a break in here. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it running because I may have to step away from time to time. I was actually in the middle of doing something else and I saw that this was coming up, so I thought everybody would be interested to see what's actually going on behind closed doors. Break in here. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it. So something just came to mind. I posted it in the chat. Military and veterans have a little bit different on their insurance if they don't have supplemental insurance, if they're just getting like VA type stuff. I wonder how that affects them, because I don't, and I have never been offered like a flex spending account for disability. So I'm just kind of wondering how that's going to affect veterans or disabled veterans. If you have any ideas, or if you think one way or the other, if this is going to affect veterans in any way, or disabled vets, if they will be able to get any of this money as well. Put your comments in. Let me know what you think. It's awfully quiet in there. I don't know if they have their microphones off, or if even anybody else is even going to get up and speak. I think they were going to have more than just one person. Hey, Cuba. Yeah, I'm hoping the same thing too. Because here in this house right now, we've got two vets and we're both disabled. So I don't know how this is going to affect us. I think it's a good idea to make sure that the money goes back to the people instead of to the insurance companies, because they're already bloated. And I think that that money could either be used on healthcare if needed, or in the case for like me and my buddy that's also vet and he's retired and disabled, that money could help with other things that just regular daily living type things. It would actually come in very handy. Especially now I think he's like at 70%. I'm right now only at 40, but I have a thing in right now that would probably, if they approve it, will put me up at 50%, and then I won't have to pay for my medicine out of pocket. Right now, that's what I'm doing. I have to pay for all my meds. So, and I do not get dental. So if I need dental, then I have to pay for that myself too. But I don't have like a supplemental insurance right now because of my limited income. I can't afford it. So being able to use that money to, if they were to just take and put it into my account where my regular military disability pay goes to, I could use that for dental work or whatever. And I don't know if I would necessarily have to have a flex spending account to do that. And the flex, I think, is supposed to cover any type of medical and prescriptions. I think you can even use it for co-pays. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've had regular insurance. Back in the day, the insurance that I did have, I never had to use it. So all that money got paid in, but I never had to use it. I think maybe once, and I think I had like either a $25 or $50 copay. So I don't know exactly how a flex spending account would work. I don't. What I'm really interested in right now is to see how this will affect, because I think it's good that everybody that's not considered wealthy will get this, but in the case, I don't know how it's going to work for military veterans and or disabled vets that are getting their medical through the VA. But I can tell you that if you are below 50% on your disability rating, you have to pay for your prescriptions out of pocket. And they are cheaper.
With Revolut, you can send money to over 140 countries with great rates and low fees. Find money freedom with Revolut.
I hate that when you're like right in the middle of a live stream and commercials come up. All right, so what is QBot saying? I've had to apply for hardship for Billy at the VA. He made too much money last year. He went from making $140,000 to $85,000 after retiring. When yeah, that could really put a damper on how you live your life. I didn't even know. I'm just thinking back, and I'm disappointed because of lack of information. When I separated from the Air Force back in August of 1992, I was never told and had no idea that I could apply for disability through the VA. I always thought you had to be retired. I never got an exit briefing, when I separated on anything. I got screwed out of severance pay. I was supposed to get like $21,200 in severance pay, and I got screwed out of that. because they said I signed my deferment papers 2 weeks too early, but I was forced to sign them by my commander and by my chief. They said, you have this much time in order to do it, and I waited till the very last minute. And so I don't know if they knew that this would happen to me. I wished I would have just waited. But, you know, so it is what it is. That was many years ago. But I'm also thinking here with the issues that I got my disability for starting maybe 4 years ago or so. I missed out on quite a few years of all the disability stuff that I could have gotten. The very first thing was hearing loss, because I spent, even though I wore earplugs while I was in the military, which is required for my job, I worked out on a flight lines a lot around aircraft that were running engines, and then I was around like weapons fire and all kinds of other like loud noises. But I lost like 53% of my hearing in my left ear and 35% in my right ear. So that was my initial thing. And then a lot of things that people didn't know, I guess the military figured it out, but a lot of military people, and I don't know, you know, I spent a little over 10 years in. Some people are retired, but I know anybody that spent, you know, a certain amount of time in the military, they suffered from what they called sleep deprivation because of like these exercises and other things that went on. And a lot of retired military have sleep apnea, and they are having to use CPAP machines, and I'm one of them. So I initially had like 10%. They gave me a choice to either choose either on the sleep apnea or the hearing loss. I chose the hearing loss because they provided me with a CPAP machine for free. So I get that, plus they give me but they're not paying me any additional on that. And then I did get another update on my disability where it put me at 40%. And then I still had two other things that I was waiting on. And another thing that just burns me up, the military, and I thought, I found out that, you know, it was actually more rampant with the military for the upkeep of military records. Okay, most people that are in the military, they know that they never had access to their military records. Now, they may have, when they had a duty station change in the Air Force, we called it a PCS, they hand carried their medical records with them, but at some point that changed, and then they would mail them ahead. But these military records were sealed in a package, and if it looked like it was opened, you could be getting an Article 15 or a charge on that. We were never able to access our military records. So that being said, when I had an on-duty vehicle accident that caused some serious injuries to my back, when you're young, at that point in time, I was like 27, 28 years old. You're pretty young and you're pretty, you know, in shape, and a lot of those things didn't bother you right away. But as you age, a lot of those things creep up on you. But they never put anything related to my vehicle accident on duty in my medical records. So there was no record that I had a compression in my neck and in my lumbar region of my back. So they denied me, and that's up in higher now. That may be going like to Congress or to wherever it goes to after the higher level, but that we're working on that. And then the other thing is that I had my jaw broken completely. It was split completely in half, and they wired it all back up and all that, and then I had my jaw wired shut for like 8 weeks or so. But then after they took all the wires out, I ended up with a pop. So when I chew, my jawbone is always popping out of joint when I chew. And then I also suffered a lot of what they call compression fractures in my teeth. Even though I was wearing a mouthpiece, so I should have been protected from that. But right now that's up. They denied me the first time, and this is why I have a huge issue with a lot of these people that are over here on H-1B visas, because they're just here to put the money in their pocket, and excuse my French, but they don't give a shit about veterans. So and if you're from India out there, I apologize, but this is what I ran into. They made me drive 3 hours to go have a higher level examination, and then I get there and I'm sitting in with this dental doctor, whatever they call them, for 7 minutes. It was definitely less than 10 minutes. He didn't do an exam. He asked me a couple of questions, and he says, okay, we're done. And earlier that morning, I got a call from them asking me if I could show up to my appointment an hour early. They had a cancellation. Well, turns out I was the last person of the day, and they had to pack up their mobile unit and drive up to San Antonio. So that was another reason I was in and out of there. This guy, he's an Indian doctor, dentist, whatever you call him. I felt that he didn't give a shit about me or why I was even there. I was just a piece of paper that he had to fill out so he could get paid. He didn't give a shit if I actually had anything or not. So within 2 weeks, I got notified back that was turned down. And so I called my veterans official here with the county, explained to him what happened, and we immediately put the paperwork in to have that go up to higher level right away. So I'm still waiting to see what's going to come of that. And if it goes through, the one positive thing is that I will be able to get dental care then through the VA. And if everything goes through the way that it should, it'll put me at 50% on my disability, and I won't have to pay for meds or anything anymore. It's not that much of an increase in pay, but it's for the dental work that I have to have done. If I was to take and pay for this stuff, it's gonna cost me here on the American dollar, the way those things work, like with implants and things like that, that's going to cost me in excess of $35,000. I was told I could go to Vietnam and have it done for like maybe $5,000 or $6,000, but I don't know if I can trust that. So the whole disability thing right now, especially and in my opinion, with my experience, the H-1Bs that are here, working here, they don't give a shit about the veterans. They only care about the money that they're making here on their H-1B. So I'm all in favor of President Trump stopping the H-1Bs. It doesn't matter who you are, unless you're coming from a company that is going to pay the $1 million or whatever it is for you to get your visa. And I don't think that these people should be in jobs like medical doctors. If they want to be a doctor, they should be a doctor in their own country and not here. Because in my opinion, they come here, they only care about the dollar, and they don't care about their patients. And that might not be true straight across the board, but if they're not an American citizen, then they don't care about Americans, they only care about enriching themselves. So I'm done with my rant on that. So I'm just going to shoot back over here and just see what Qbot's saying. I retired on disability when I was 39 because of a doctor screw up. Billy was with 82nd. Yeah. My dad was with the 101st. He was a Screaming Eagle. It's not too late to apply for disability, and actually I'm actually going to try that through Social Security Administration, but with the government shutdown, I don't know how long I have to wait or if that's going to be affected. But I was told initially, even before all the government shutdown, that it would take 2 years. Very, very few cases they get done in a year. But I'm also going on going to be full retiring in May, starting May 1st. So I have to get all that done too. So, Qbot, you mentioned about the lawyer. A friend of mine that I was stationed with in the Air Force, he's approved, I believe, at 90 or 100%, and he got it because they had some lawyer, but he said that he has to pay a small portion of what he gets in his disability to that firm that got it for him. I don't know if it's forever or if it's just for a certain amount of time, but I'm going to look into that next, because I think my next step, especially with the stuff with my back, which is the most severe, that's going to have to go probably up to Congress or Supreme Court or something. I don't know, but excuse me, I'm going to have to get an attorney for that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That's where I'm going to be going next. I can't believe I drank like a whole pot of coffee minus 1 cup. My friend had a cup, but I've been drinking it out of my big old mug here, and I've got maybe half a cup left in there. I think I'm drinking too much coffee. Qbot, is that through the regular Social Security Administration? Because I'm actually going in. I had to wait for my login ID stuff to get refreshed. I changed a phone number, and I had to delete an account and then re-establish my account. So that took like an extra 10 days, but I'm actually going to get my stuff going through Social Security Administration, and I'm wondering if I can do that on my own, or is it better to get one of those lawyers? I saw an ad on a YouTube video, and I'll probably see the ads more and more because I know it listens to me because it seems I talk about stuff on my live streams, and then all the commercials that I see when I'm watching YouTube channels are in reference to what I talked about on my live stream. So I may have to go through somebody else to get it done quicker. Okay, so let me give you, Qbot, let me give you my email. I'm not sure if you still have it or not. My email is Mr. E, M-R-E, at irlmediahq.com. Can you send me a reference maybe for an attorney, or do I have to get somebody local? I'm thinking that it might be better for me to have an attorney to help me get through this. And if it's only a one-time fee, that's cool, because they don't pay you enough in Social Security disability for you to have a stipend come out of that to pay an attorney for the rest of the time that you're on disability. Yeah, I have my right knee, it still has issues, and my right shoulder, I had to have my right shoulder reconstructed. That was probably about 2 years ago. But my knee, they haven't, the doctor that I had wouldn't do surgery on it because it wasn't causing me a lot of pain. But ever since 1992, when I had that vehicle accident, so it wasn't just my back, I also injured my knee after the accident when I stepped out of the vehicle. I actually dropped when I stepped out. I didn't know I was suspended with the vehicle about 5 feet off the ground. And when I stepped out of the vehicle, I dropped straight down and hyperextended my knee. I tore cartilage in my right knee. And they did approve the disability on that, but not on my back, because I didn't have a complaint of pain in my back. I did tell them that it felt like an electric shock went around my waist and went down, and I felt the shock at the tips of my toes, but they didn't look into anything that would have been considered a back injury. There's no mention of it in my medical records. So anyway, hey, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. I do live streams like this one here. I don't do them all like this, but I do some like this, and I have a morning show, coffee. It's a morning coffee with Mr. E. I do that. That's like a 30-minute to 1 hour. And then I do other shows too. I even have, if you look in the channel there, some documentary stuff that I've done. And I couldn't, a lot of them are kind of long and they have really bad audio. So if you can live through the bad audio, the information that's in them is
The
good.
flag has always been an important part of my life and my family's life.
It symbolizes everything you stand for as an American. To me, it's a symbol of dignity, integrity.
You kind of think not of the actual flag, but you think of home.
Anytime the national anthem plays, it just gives me goosebumps and makes me proud to be American.
To me, it's just a symbol of those sacrifices.
The United States flag is an emblem of liberty, justice for all.
Your sacrifice will never be forgotten.
All right, we're back. Okay, yeah, I'll look for a local Social Security attorney and see what they can do for me. That is going to be important. I need to get that done as soon as possible, because living on less than $800 a month sucks. I don't make any money whatsoever off of my live streams or anything. I do have, if you look on the screen, you can see a PayPal QR code at the top. I do take donations. As to the date, though, since I've had that up there, I haven't gotten a single penny, but it's there just in case somebody feels in their heart that they want to donate and help out. It would be great. So yeah, that's where I am. I've got some issues going on with the VA, which also extends out to H-1B visa holders. I'm fine with people, coming here on a visa to, if it's a temporary work visa, they come here for, so many months and then they go back. That's fine, but H-1B visas, they're here for years and years and years, and then they can automatically renew, and 9 times out of 10 don't ever have to leave the country. But if they're here to become an American citizen, that's all fine and good. But in my opinion, the people that are coming here legally to become American citizens, it's a long time. I think that as soon as they come here and they get the paperwork processed, so that way they can get a green card. As soon as they're issued a green card, I think they should be able to work and pay taxes. Their green card would have either a Social Security or some kind of a FEIN number, something like that they would be issued that they can use, that would go towards paying taxes. And they should be able to immediately begin the process of becoming an American citizen. All the study that they need to do to take their citizenship test, and to the time that they finally raise their hand and give the oath as an American citizen. But I think that H-1B visas, I don't see how this helps the United States. Okay, because these people come here, they might be performing a service, but they're performing a service that an American that went through years and years and years of school can do, or doing a service that somebody went through a technical school for. Okay, they can do that. An American citizen can. But an H-1B coming over here to become a truck driver, that's number one, a big no-no in my book. If you're going to come here, it would be to be a doctor or something like that, but it's on a temporary basis. You're not going to be here for years and years unless you're coming here to become an American citizen, and then you wouldn't be coming on an H-1B. H-1B visas, these people come here and they work, they do a service that an American can do, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars on a salary, and that money is then being sent back to their family in their country of origin, and very little of that is being reused into our market to stimulate the economy and get things going, okay? So I personally don't think, I haven't seen anything positive yet on an H-1B visa, especially the way that they are right now. I think H-1Bs, just the main thing is not a permanent thing. And I think that if they're going to come on an H-1B, the company that they're working for should be paying. I think a while back President Trump mentioned something about the golden ticket, and those were like $1 million. Okay, it'll take them a little bit longer to make $1 million than it would be to make 100,000, and then once that 100,000 clears up, they got this income coming in, and then all that money is going back out of the country. I just had that's my thoughts on that. So anyway, I am watching the chat. I'm wondering how this is going to work out for me. I don't know. I mean, I've been living the last 2.5 years on less than $800 a month. The only reason that I'm here where I am right now is that I did all the work on the previous place that I lived at. I was a roommate of the guy that owned the house, and I did a complete remodel of the house. And when he bought the house, he bought it for $33,000. When he sold it for $100,000. So basically, I got half of what he sold it for, is what I got for payment for remodeling. And so that's really on the cheap. But I lived off of that money for a good year or so, maybe not quite a year. But that money is run out, and now I'm just right now making what I make. So I have to get the Social Security stuff going, and then on May 1st I can apply finally for early retirement, because I can't work anymore. I'm a certified, what they call a certified medical assistant, and that certification, I can work anywhere in the United States. The only problem is that the work, some of the work that a CMA does, they're involved with, moving patients and things like that. And with the way my back is, I can't do that. It's not safe for a patient. My back could go out, and I could end up dropping a patient, and that would end up being probably a lawsuit against wherever I'm working at. So I can't get hired because of the back issues. So anyway, okay, QBot, it's MRE@IRLMediaHQ.com. Let me see, I could probably update my scroller on the bottom. Let me try something once. Let's see if I can do this. All right, so that should update on the scroller now down on the bottom. Let me do a quick transition so it updates it. Yeah, there it is. Mr. E at irlmediahq.com. I also have IRL Media at irlmediahq.com, which I use for other stuff. And then I also have staff at irlmediahq.com. And I think in the description below the video, I have a website that I've had up and running for some years now. So if you're interested in checking out the website, it's free. You can watch all the videos and read all the articles on there without having an account. But I do have the ability on there where people can actually comment on videos and comment on articles. And I do have a forum. It's not very active because, you know, people don't want to, like, so, I don't know if it's that they just don't do forums anymore, but I do have a forum there that in order to access that and post on the forum, you have to have an account. And the cool thing about my website is you can upgrade yourself. You can sign up and you will get an email that will give you a verification link. You click on the verification link and it takes you from like a guest and makes you into a registered user. So if you're not already at realtube.stream, REALTUBE.stream, STREAM, that is my website. I do have the ability to have live play of my live streams on there, but I don't do it because most people just would rather hang out either on YouTube or the Rumble channel where I'm live streaming from. But I've got a lot of videos there that are posted on that site, and I add you know, 1 or 2 or 3 extra a month. Eventually I'll have all of the videos from this channel on the YouTube channel will be uploaded over there. I'm doing it slowly, but the non-IRL media videos that I put up there, they are videos that give you a range of really good information about a lot of the stuff that interests me and that got me interested in actually wanting to become a streamer, you know, a content creator. But anything from the woo-woo, talking about Bigfoots and Sasquatch and, you know, the Sabe, whatever you want to call them, Dogman, all of that crazy cryptid stuff, which it's already now been proven that the Bigfoot / Sabe is real, and it exists not just in northwestern United States, but they're all over the world. Every country has them, even Australia. But there has now been DNA testing done to prove that they are real. So that I have some information there on that as well. I do a lot of stuff. A lot of people call it paranormal. I don't like using the word paranormal. I would rather use the word supernatural. And it's mainly because of my biblical beliefs. I believe we live in the first heaven. There's the second heaven, is where the war between good and evil takes place, and then there's the third heaven, is where God resides. Now, don't mistake that with dimensions, okay? Because there's many dimensions that run across the first, second, and third heavens. But what we're seeing right now, we're seeing a thinning of the veil between the first and second heavens, And that's why we're seeing so many UFO, UAP sightings. The sightings on Bigfoot and Dogman and other cryptids is going way up. People are seeing all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. And then when we look at, let's just take all these protesters all the stuff that's been going on in like Portland and Seattle and LA and Chicago, all of these places, the bleed through from what I consider second heaven is affecting a lot of people that live their lives in a lower frequency. It's easier for them to be, I'll call it affected, because I don't think as many people are possessed as like what we want to say, but I think they might be oppressed by evil spirits, demons, that kind of thing. So that's why a lot of people are acting the way that they're acting. And that's why I always tell people, and yeah, sometimes, you know, these people kind of tick me off. 1 second. I get very angry and lose it sometimes on the far left, and a lot of these people that are just incessantly screaming about anything that they don't agree with. But I think not so many of them are possessed, but I think many of them are oppressed. And it's a similar thing, except that they don't have like a demon inside them. They have a demon or demons sitting on their shoulder, or, you know, in their vicinity, that is causing havoc in their lives. And a lot of times when you as a person, you have a series of things happen to you that you consider bad luck. One thing to remember is that we're always fighting a spiritual war. And that's why I always preach to people about making sure that you have on your armor of God, okay? So you can protect yourself against this. But all that bad luck, all happening all in at one time or in short periods of time, and nothing ever seems to go right, that's the spiritual war. And you have to be prepared for that. That's what we're living in right now. We've got that going on, and it's bleeding through. And I think the closer that we get to the end of this time, that veil gets thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner, to the point where then we get into what they, you know, when they're talking about in the book of Revelations, where the beasts start showing even more than what we're seeing right now. Okay, it looks like we got some people coming in. Or are they leaving? I'm not sure. A bunch of people just like got all excited there. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So anyway, Cuba, I will watch for your email. And I did get some bleeps on my other phone. I can't access it at the moment, but yeah. So anybody that's out there listening, what else are you guys interested in? Put it in the comments. I just so you know, I cannot see, I don't know why, I cannot see Rumble chat coming in through my Streamlabs chat. But it's supposed to, everything that I'm doing my streaming through is supposed to be showing up in my Streamlabs chat. Oh, here comes another commercial. There we go. That was easy enough. That was a long commercial, so I just cut that one short. It gave me the option to skip it. I'm not sure if we're going to have another speaker come up or not. I don't know. Hey, Ramrad, how are ya? Big hugs, 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 hugs. I've been meaning to get a hold of you. I wanted to talk to you about maybe doing a collaboration sometime. So I'll either get a hold of you on Instagram maybe, or maybe we can talk through email. I did post my email up on the bottom scroller, so maybe we can hook up through there or through the phone. Oh, that's why my phone dinged, Qbot, because I got a text message from you. So I must not have anything to do in my life right now, because I did my morning coffee this morning, and Qbot was hanging with me this morning, and then this one here popped up on my radar. I was outside getting ready to do something outside, just to do something outside and get some fresh air and get grounded. And then this popped up on my phone. Yeah, I don't know. Give me a thumbs up if you guys want to come on and do some stuff with me on air. There's so many subjects that we could talk about, and it's hard for me a lot of the times because I sometimes feel like I'm talking to myself. And if I actually had somebody, like, I'll call it in the studio with me, I do have it set up to where we can do Zoom, and I also have what's called Video Ninja. But I found with the Video Ninja, I seem to get lag between what we're actually showing on the video and what we're talking about. We'll end up getting a lag through it, but I don't have that problem with Zoom. And the other cool thing with Zoom is we can do screen sharing and stuff right there through Zoom. I don't have to go open up a separate window on the side. And if we're doing it through Zoom, everybody can see it. So I just haven't gone and paid the money to get a registered version of Zoom again. Again, like I said, I'm limited income. But so that limits my live streams if we're doing a Zoom call to like 40 minutes. But I think we can actually do a good in-studio thing within 40 minutes. Or just do a pause, let the stream keep running, and then go switch over to Zoom and bring it back up and get everybody back in again. We can do it that way. But it's just a matter of when it's not registered, you have to send out a new Zoom code. You can't if you got a paid version, you can reuse the same one over and over again. So Ramrad, how's it going in your neck of the world? Are there anything going on as far as the ICE stuff, the deportation stuff? I've seen there's still stuff going on in Portland area, Washington. There's still stuff going on in Chicago. This morning I had a brand new fresh news coming out about more arrests and people being detained in Dearborn, Michigan. But I know that Houston and Austin and Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I think Plano is another place in Texas that has a huge population of Muslims. And in every single one of those places, we've got people coming out and spouting off the jihadi, we're going to take over America thing. And those are the people that I want to highlight, and the people that I want to make sure that the FBI and the DOJ know about these people so that they can be kicked the hell out of our country. All right, so they're in Houston, and we're not that far apart. I think I'm only about 2 hours and 45 minutes away from Houston. That's why I was telling the guy that runs Climatics channel, he does a lot of the stuff. He restreams mostly Portland. We're not seeing a whole lot of live stream stuff that I can find coming out of Chicago. But yeah, Houston, I haven't seen any live streamers coming from Houston, but if you're familiar with Sarah Adams, she was actually on site when Benghazi happened. Okay, so she was there when all this stuff went down. She was one of the CIA analysts that worked in that facility. She wasn't at the one that got attacked. She was at the one that the guys deployed from to go try to help the, Ambassador Stevens and his crew. But Sarah has been putting out a lot of really good information and getting intel from the right people that during the time that Biden was in office, we apparently had a very large number of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, Al-Shabaab, just a lot of the radical Islamists that came through our southern border. But I also know that we had some coming through the border with Canada, because that's also where all the cartel members were coming through. So since the southern border got shut off, everybody, all of the cartelies were coming in through Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, making their way across, and then coming across the border into like the Minneapolis area, or possibly closer to New York if they made it that far. But that's where a lot of them were coming through as well. And also, so there were a lot of flights. I'm trying to remember his name. He's got a channel out there. He follows all the aircraft stuff that's going on. I'll think of his name when I'm not thinking of him, but he was showing that there were a lot of flights by this one specific airline that were leaving. They were actually flying back and forth across the border from South America, back up into the States, and from the States down to South America. I don't know if that was any of our like special forces guys that were moving on like civilian airline rather than going on military. Monkey works. Thank you, Ramrod. But they also believe that they were bringing people in that were coming from the Middle East and coming into like Venezuela or into Colombia and Honduras and some of these other countries, and they were bringing them across by plane. So this would be deep state people that were doing this. Unless they were able to find all these pilots and all these people that worked on these airlines that absolutely hated the United States and wanted to take it down, I find it very hard to believe that they were bringing all these people across. But on the same token, that might not have been adults that they were bringing, and that this was all the child trafficking that was going on. Okay, because we know some of them were coming unattended across the border. From what I understand, around 11,000 of the 320,000 that were missing, 11,000 have been found, but they're still looking for all these other ones. And what they aren't telling you about the 11,000 that were found, they were in really, really bad shape. So there's a lot of intel that could have been gleaned from the stuff that Monkey Works was doing, but I'm also looking at what Sarah Adams is putting out there, and she's also affiliated with another group. And there's another guy by the name of Legend. He posts on X/Twitter all the time, and he was also on Sean Ryan's show. He's incognito. They change his voice a little bit, and they cover his face so you can't see him, because he's still currently working in Afghanistan against the jihadis. Okay, so anyway, Houston and Austin are top on her list, Sarah's list, of possible terrorist attacks that are going to happen. But from what she's saying is that they might start out a little bit like in the inner city, but the worst stuff that we're going to see is in the suburbs, and we're going to see it in places where people congregate a lot. Supermarkets, box stores, movie theaters, if that's still a thing for people. Churches, these are the places that they're supposed to be going after. But what I find interesting, even though she's been putting this stuff out and kind of making it like maybe nothing's happening, I think maybe things are happening behind the scenes, because I think especially with the government shutdown, we would have started to see some of this stuff kick off. But again, we might have to wait until February when we hit the crescendo of all the big arrests that are going to start happening. From what I'm hearing from multiple sources is that the arrests they're happening now, but the stuff that we're going to start to be able to see, and that's going to start making sense to a lot of people, isn't going to happen. We're not going to really start seeing it until February. So that's what's going on there. I think this is a good time to kind of put out stuff while we're waiting to see who else is going to speak. But anyway, let's see. I'm just looking at the chat to see where else we got. Is Green Eyes still out there? Green Eyes, are you still out there? That's another one of my moderators. Ramrod. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Since the new channel, let me see. I can't do it from here. Crap. I wonder if I can do it through my phone. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna see if I can do it through my phone. Let's see. I'm trying to get my chat to come up here on the phone. Why is I wish I knew this stuff better than I do. Oh, it's probably because I have to start it. All right, so that's a description. And I'm trying to do this on my phone, and I'm trying to get chat to come up. And oh, here we go, chat. So if I go to chat and then I come over here, I don't know if I can actually do this from my phone. I can't. Okay, I am going to open another window on my computer, and I'm going to mute. I got to mute that. Oh, I need a drink. I need more coffee, but I don't want to make another full pot of coffee. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go to my browser. I'll go to this one. And then go to see if I can get to my YouTube channel from there. Who does it have me signed in as? Let me switch my account, see if it lets me. Oh. This sucks. All right, what does it want? Email or phone? Okay, that was like, that lets me go on that account, but it doesn't let me go on my IRL media account. So if you guys didn't know, I have two channels Actually 3. My family one, I kind of got that one on the lowdown right now, but I also have Chill and Relax. But I'm trying to get to, I might have to go through it going the other way. I didn't want to do it that way because it's going to, here's what we're going to do. Since there's nothing going on, it made my thing go down anyway. I'm going to go on full screen, and then I'll go back to that in a moment. All right, so let's go to the channel here. View. And I'm gonna bring up the live stream, but I'm gonna mute it. There we go. All right, so Ramred. There we go. All right. Now I can close that. And then I can go full screen. There we go. Now we can transition back over. All right. So Ramred, you were a moderator before. I don't know why you aren't now, but you are now. So if you type something in chat, it's going to come up with a wrench. But you've always been a moderator, and I don't know why you weren't. Unless this is a different account. You might have made a new account, right? Is that what it was? Okay. Qbot, I'm up to the point in chat where you were talking about you're in the mountains, so you're getting kicked off the internet a lot. I don't. Who do you have as your internet provider? I actually switched over to Starlink. Apparently now you can get Starlink, and it doesn't cost as much money for all of the equipment. Like I had to pay like $500 for my equipment, but just the other day, out of the niceness of their heart, Starlink is also sending me the little mobile unit for free that I can take with me when I'm on the road. So guess what, guys? I get to do some live streams from on the road and not have to use my data. So I'll be doing that from time to time. There's some places down here in Southeast Texas that I want to go to, and we'll go around and do a live stream, but then I can also take and show you some of the stuff around here. I was told, which is pretty cool, I don't know, I might have to ask somebody where it's at, but over in Ostwell is probably about 30 miles away from me. I was told that they actually have alligators just outside of Ostwell, so I'm going to go check that out, go see gators. And then I'm only like 45 minutes from Corpus Christi and from what is that, like South Padre Island area, and I'm trying to remember the name of the islands out there where the beaches are. I want to be able to go out there and do some live streaming from on the beach. That would be pretty cool. And then maybe I probably won't do like the fishing stuff until next spring, but I'm waiting on a special somebody to be able to finally get here. We're just running into issues with funding right now. It's hard, but we're gonna make it happen. So yeah, I want to actually do different kinds of live streams and be out and about and not just from my temporary studio. I don't even need to be wearing my headset. I just want to put it on when I actually have some sound coming from in the chambers. Including seeing the big bust in Texas. Yeah. I guess, Ram, there's still people that are doing Discord, but I don't even, I have a whole new computer, and when I tried to back up and get all my account stuff back over, for whatever reason, Discord never worked, and I was never able to get back into my Discord account over there, so I have no idea what my passwords were or anything. And it's been, almost 4 years now since I've been on doing Discord. I actually haven't done Discord since about a month or two after Libby passed away, guys. Kilroy, if you guys remember Kilroy. So I haven't been over there, and that is probably why I lost contact with a lot of the people that. But I'm not trying to stay away from everybody. It's just that I lost access to my Discord, and that's where all of my main contacts were. And I'd hope that over time, people that if they were still getting their notifications here from the channels, that they would get notifications and they would let me know that they're still around, and we can somehow find a way to get all hooked back up. I will see what I can send you, Qbot, for the Starlink. I was told that you can even get the mobile unit for cheaper, and for home use and what you need for bandwidth and stuff, it's more than enough. I can actually use it to do live streaming and everything on the road. So I'll send you a link, or you can just go to starlink.com, and they have a link for on their menu for shop, and they have the stuff there. But if you're going to start a new account, I know when I got my equipment, it cost me $500, and then after I finally got here and got it activated for this address, they gave me an option of paying another, I think it was $200. That was supposed to give me higher throughput for streaming and everything. I didn't notice a difference.
This print prints everything to get your brand in front of your fans, like t-shirts, water bottles, and totes, so everyone can gift it, work in it, and take it. Whether it's one of a kind or one for your whole team, if you need it, we print it with 20% off for new.
I hate those commercials. When you're live streaming and commercials pop up, it's the stupidest thing in the world. So, all right, where was I? Oh yeah, Iron Sauce and Kilroy. Yeah, B&B is still around. I still hear from B&B every once in a while, but mostly through text messages. I still am in contact with not with Rudy, but with I don't want to use his real name. I want to use his online name. There's a few people. Let me grab my other phone quick, and then I will. Let's see. Let me just grab my other phone. All right, so let's see here. So Patriot Roy D, I'm in contact with almost on a daily basis. And B&B. There's a few people that are friends of mine that were on. Oh yeah, ESAD. I'm in contact with ESAD every week or week and a half, 2 weeks or so. A couple of weeks ago, Wolvie made it to the live stream. That was cool to see Wolvie. He and I did a lot of, we worked on a lot of things together and talked about a lot of stuff. And oh yeah, I'm always in contact with Qbot. And then even some of the Fast and Furious people, I try to stay in contact, or at least where I know how to contact, like Ian, if you guys remember Ian. I have not heard from Dawn in a long time, and the last time I talked to Dawn, she was in advanced stage of cancer and was not doing well. I tried to call her a few times, but I didn't get an answer on the phone. I haven't heard from Ladybird in a while. I know Steph is still out there. We talked, Qbot and Steph and I talked a little bit on Telegram. I do have that Telegram channel. We talked there for a little bit. Steph's very busy. She's traveling a lot, which is pretty cool. So maybe next time she gets back to the States, if she's not too busy and has some time, we'll figure out a way where we can kind of hook up and do lunch and do some stuff. Oh yeah, and then yeah, DB, Ram. I think if you remember DB Dumbbell, he passed away a while back too. He had a heart attack, I guess. I have some new friends. I would like to see if I can. I know right now he's really busy and traveling, and he's doing a lot of stuff for the elections, plus with his business stuff. But I would like to see if I can get Michael Jaco on to talk about a couple of things. But that'll be a few weeks down the road, maybe a month or so, because I've got some other really cool stuff that I'm gonna break out to the group here too. And it's all concerning like the health and welfare and like I'll give you a hint, wearable medbed stuff. Let's see. Oh, and then I have another new friend, Roxanne. She's got her Coffee with Roxy channel on YouTube. She's super nice, and she spent a long time talking with me yesterday and getting me some important information, which at some point I'll be sharing with all of you as well. And only because I feel that if I can't share this stuff out, I'm doing a disservice to all of you. And then we've got Uncle Joe. I stay in contact with Uncle Joe. He's been a friend of mine and a friend of the channel. Well, I've been a friend with him since like 1993, but he's been a friend of the YouTube channel ever since we started back in 2017. There's some other people out there that I have to still give the link to the YouTube channel for. And there's a couple of people that I used to work with. I just with Kennedy Law Office, and so yeah. Oh, and then my friend Tina, she just messaged me. And I think Tina still has my my channel. Tina, are you watching right now? I wonder. Tina M, are you out there? All right, so let's see. So there's still quite a few people that I'm in contact with, and I've made some more new friends along the way that I think all of you will enjoy meeting them. And I think most of you already know who Michael Jaco is already. But yeah, I want to try to get Michael on with me here. And there's a lot of things like some brothers in arms type stuff that I want to talk with him about. Maybe some of the super soldier stuff. That's other stuff that I like to talk about. And then with this new stuff that once I'm in and getting all the information, then I would be better prepared to share that out with all of you. Right now, I'm new with it and I don't know a whole lot, but I think if I can't get Michael on, I know Roxanne would probably come on and talk about this stuff as well. So anyway, spent more time on We the People chat than I did PSP. Yeah, I stopped spending any time with PSB back when we had the split. That was kind of a weird time. It kind of made me go into not trusting too many people, especially that came from over on that side. Stranger Than Fiction News. Ramrod, do they still have that YouTube channel, don't they? I mean, if you're interested in doing some editing and mod and admin over here, I would love to bring you on board, because I definitely need some help with all the stuff that I'm working on. It's trying to split my time and work on things. It gets a little bit nerve-wracking. I'm just trying to do so much. I have a couple of like documentaries that I'm kind of in the works on doing, but I just haven't done anything with them because just with the time and just a lot of the involvement in some of the things with that too. So yes, he does. He spends most of his time on Telegram and I think Rumble too. Okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to build my Rumble channel. I think I've only got like maybe 45 subscribers on Rumble. We have quite a few, like over 2,700 on this channel, but I don't think any of them are really active. Well, I'm not going to say any. Most of them are not active, because if they were, I would have more people getting the notifications and actually coming over and saying, well, hey, they haven't been around for a while. Let's go see what they're up to. And it's not really a they anymore. It's a me. And then you guys that hang out with me and chat. But I would definitely like to kind of expand things and get things going. But the thing is, though, I'm kind of doing this too because this is my retirement, and I would like to do like an income off of this. I'm not trying to become a patriot, but getting the views and all that stuff and getting paid from YouTube and from Rumble would be kind of cool. And any donations that people think that I'm worth through PayPal, But yeah, I just want to do some things to help supplement what I'm doing right now. Well, especially in this time right now, I think all of you that are watching right now know that I have my fiance. She has been going through a lot. She's still stuck in Ukraine. She's super just a beautiful person inside and out. She's been going through a lot, and I mean, if you've all been paying attention to what's going on in Ukraine, it's not a pretty thing. And she's from the Donetsk region, which those are mainly your Russian-speaking people. She doesn't identify as Russian. She identifies as Ukrainian, but she's also an Orthodox Christian. And I think the Christians were persecuted, you know, and I don't want to get into all the politics of it, but she's gotten to be highly mobile. So her brother and her family and everything, they're just on the move all the time and trying to stay ahead of it. I think they're in a safe place right now. So, but right now she had to have some surgeries. One of them, she had a heart defect. It's a birth defect from when she was born. But she had that fixed, so she's doing okay with that. Yeah, I pray for us, Ram. That's what we need most of all. We need the prayers. It's a difficult time. We'll get through it. Our relationship is pretty strong. I see somebody asking about ESAD. ESAD's doing okay. He was a little under the weather last time I talked to him, but he seems to be doing pretty good. We talk about a lot of the update stuff, and he definitely has a lot of good information for the Northwest Coast area, so he's pretty in tune with what's going on over there. I definitely want to get ESAD on with me, and I also want to help him promote his business too. He's with the stuff that he's involved with right now with that business is pretty cool, especially where it comes to like farmers and farming. It's going to help. It's going to help farmers' crops grow, and it's going to clean up all the nasty crap that's in the soil. They've got a really good product over there, and I want to let him talk about it when he comes on. But it's pretty cool stuff, and I think it's going to help the United States heal as far as in the farming industry part. Okay, so let's see. I'm getting messages in. That was a message from one of our other YouTube channel followers. That anyway, I don't know if anything else is going to be done up here today. So I think what we're going to do, I'll leave it up, and I'll keep an eye on it. There's no sound coming through there, so if we maybe end up hearing some sound come through, then we can switch back over to it. But I think maybe we'll go back to the full cam, and let's just have some conversations, talking with everybody out there. Maybe, I don't know, if you guys can, like, to go on your social medias and let them know that we're live. And maybe some of our other folks that were around for a while will see that we're back up, and maybe we can kind of get things rolling again. I think ESAD's working right now, so he won't be able to come on. But I didn't even post this up on X that we were going live. But I got my followers and stuff is growing on X, but I don't get any throughput over there. It's like I put posts up. Nobody sees my posts unless I tag in like some big names, or if I'm replying to some big names, then I get people that like and repost, but none of my original stuff over there gets in, and they're going through a lot of weird stuff with the algorithms on X. Are you guys noticing the same thing? Are you guys even over there? I should probably do more stuff on Truth Social, but I kind of feel like Truth Social is an echo chamber. I mean, that's a good place to, if you get information, to put it up there and post it so that some of the right people see it. But it's not always. I guess if you want some downtime, it's okay.
The bike
to
dealer
be in
you
an echo
trust?
chamber, but
Trust Velitric.
when you're
Hi,
out there
I'm Peter,
every
and I'm a
day-
Velitric dealer. Velitric just gets it right. The right bikes, the right design, and the right
we have
engineering.
a commercial.
They're just better than their competition at this point. And
skip that. All right. That's the bad part. And you get commercials talking over you. Yeah. I would look it up at the top. Enoch. Enoch is still pretty active on X. I haven't really talked to him a lot. I think we did like 1 or 2 live streams with him on, but since then we haven't really talked a whole lot. He's putting some good information out. There's other people too. I'm not even going to mention their names that I don't follow them. Yeah, Rezi had an issue with something that I posted up. He doesn't follow me anymore. I'm trying to think here. I haven't talked to Wyo in a while. I haven't talked to Sassy in a while. Yeah, Rezi, I put a post up on something about the resignations and stating that, because of the post date and everything, there was an earlier on Q post that, from in the time when the Q posts that I feel were more legit. I don't think any of the stuff in 2019 and 2020 was Q. I think that was the people that took over the Q boards. But prior to the Q boards getting taken over, Q did legitimately post about tracking resignations. And I think that got taken the wrong way, and I think that's probably why Rezi doesn't talk to me anymore. I haven't talked to John Boy in quite a while, since probably a couple of months or so, maybe a month or so, 2 months after Libby passed. I haven't talked with quite a few people, actually. So Arrestanon, just the only times I talked with Arrestanon was when it came to the live streams that they were on and we were putting their information out. There was really no contact kept, and I think they weren't going to stay on, so I don't know. But yeah, it's funny. I get calls from my old work and they want me to help with stuff, but they know that I could use the money and I don't get reimbursed for my time. It's sad. Yeah, I haven't seen Sassy in a while. She was fun. Mary, you guys remember Mary? I love Mary to death, but we couldn't have her on the live streams because she forgot where she was sometimes, and things that she maybe forgot to mute herself. There were some things that were said that weren't They were funny, but they weren't cool for the live streams. Patriot Roy D. You guys, I don't know why it's showing your names in. Maybe, well, that's how it's showing here in the stream chat that comes into my streaming software. Is it doing the same thing for you guys out there on the stream? You know, like, let me look at live chat. Yeah, on live chat, it's putting your names. I wonder if there's a setting I have to change to put your label in rather than your name. So I don't know. Hey, Roydie, how long have you been out there? Have you been lurking? Or did you just now find out that we were live? All right, cool. So, yeah, right now we've got the Senate stuff up right now. They were trying to do some stuff to get the government reopened. I don't think they've actually gone with the nuclear option yet to end the filibuster, but they were talking about health care and the $2,000, but it seemed to me that they were talking about putting it on people's flex accounts. So people that are military or like retired military that are doing the all the military insurance or military medical, along with the disabled people like me and my roommate that we're disabled vets and we get everything through the VA. I don't know how that's going to affect us, if we're gonna get any of that or not. I mean, I think they should just take, instead of making us put it in a flex account, they should give it to us and let us. Some people don't need to spend the money on health care. They've got insurance that works for them. But then there's people like me that we don't get covered on everything that we need to get covered on. I was talking earlier about like dental. Even my roommate, who's got 70% disability, he is not covered for dental insurance, and he has to pay for all that out of his own pocket. He does get his meds for free, but I don't. I'm at 40%, and I won't get my meds for free until I turn or get upgraded to the 50%, which is what we're working on right now. So anyway, I already talked about that earlier, and I rant about that all the time. I just have a problem with it. But so Cubot's watching it snow. It got a little cooler here. I think we're like somewhere in the 60s. Yeah, it's like in the 60s. So to me, I mean, I can handle that. I can go outside still in shorts and t-shirt and stuff. It's fine. But I definitely noticed the difference from like 2 weeks ago when it was in the 80s and 90s. No, Mary was the one that liked to teetotal. And then she'd get a bit tipsy and not watching what she would say on air. Because back in the day, you guys remember, we wanted to try to keep everything real professional. And as much as we wanted to, we still had stuff that, yeah. I think she used to be in California, but then they might have moved. I'm not sure. If we're talking about Mary. I don't remember who had the dogs that barked. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember who the dog ones was. So here, let me just switch over to the other side. Let's see what's going on. Looks pretty quiet. Seems like every time that door on the left or the right opens back behind, those people jump up and run to the door. I don't know if they've got something up for a vote and like the Democrats are on one side, the Republicans are on the other in their little chambers, and they're trying to figure out the vote to reopen. But at this point right now, this is the Senate, and this here is, we could maybe be going to the nuclear option. They might, I don't know if they're going to take a vote to reopen or not, but if they do, and the Democrats refuse it again, I think this might be the point where they might use the nuclear option. Today's, for some reason, I think that 11/11 is going to be the day. That's tomorrow, on Hump Day. Anyway, so there's still nothing going on over there, so we'll just get my big ugly mug back on. I'll monitor that from the other screen for now, and I will just keep track of chat and just have a conversation with everybody. Grandpa. I remember Grandpa too, but I don't remember who it was. Do you guys remember John Boy? I haven't heard from John Boy in a couple of years. As far as I know, he still lives in Kentucky. I went and stayed with him for a few months, and it was like supposed to be my way, on my way to Florida. Kilroy and I were gonna go down to Florida. We made it as far as Columbia, South Carolina. She ended up having to go home for something. In the following day, we were going to go to Florida, go look at property, and if it was going to fit our needs, we were going to make the purchase. But when she came back in the morning, things changed. She had some major stuff going on, family-wise, and more so with the ex-husband and his family. Well, it was the soon-to-be ex-husband. And so we had to make a change of plan. She wanted to send me down there by myself, and she said, just go look at it, and if you think it works, let me know, and we'll write the check. And I was like, I don't want to go make that decision on my own. So she ended up driving me back to Kentucky, and then she slept the night and then got an early start in the morning, went back. She got back late at night, like 11 or 11:30 p.m. on Saturday night, which would have been the 28th, and then on Sunday, which I believe is the 29th, after church and everything, it was later in the afternoon, she was involved in a vehicle accident and she died on the scene. And I still believe that there was some skullduggery involved in that. I still believe that her car was taken control of remotely, only because of things that I saw happening and the 2 trips that I took with her in the car. I think every time she went someplace, I think she was being followed. People were following her. So, yeah, there was a lot going on with that. There were still a lot of things that I couldn't talk about because I couldn't verify anything, and I didn't want to have anybody turn around and sue me for something. Looks like I'm having some issues with the stream there for a second. It's okay now. So anyway, yeah, I heard it was kind of cool, heartwarming. On the anniversary of her passing, this would have been on August 29th, her dad called me. He said, this was the day that she passed, and she said, he said, I know that you and she were very good friends, and we wanted to reach out to you and let you know how much we appreciated you being friends with our daughter. And and everything you did to help her out and to help them afterwards. So I don't speak with them all the time, but we do keep in contact. Her mom and dad are actually pretty good people. So, but yeah. Anyway, off that subject. I mean, maybe what we can do is kind of figure out. I don't know if I've already got a Telegram, and I've got a Telegram channel set up that a lot of us are already in. If you're not in the Telegram channel and you're out here in chat and you want to get added, let me know, and we'll get you added into our Telegram channel. That way, at least we can go in and have conversations and maybe come up with good ideas of stuff to do streams and stuff about. But and then maybe the people that you're in contact with that we don't have in the chat, that maybe we could get them at least on Telegram. I don't know that I want to go through all the trouble of setting up a Discord again, because number one, it's not very secure. That was the main reason that I got off of it anyway, because it's not secure. But the other thing is that there was just no reason to be there anymore. It seemed like everybody just kind of like blopped out and went their own way. So yeah, I mean, it would be kind of cool to get people back together and see how everybody's doing. Maybe have like a reunion or kind of a getting the gang back together part 2 or something would be pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to transition back over to the chambers for a few minutes. I got to step away for a couple minutes, and then I will be right back. But hang with me.
With Revolut, you can grow your money faster with up to 5.5% APY paid monthly. And access it whenever you want. Find money freedom with Revolut.
Oh, I'm back. Hey, see you later, Ram. Hopefully you come back later. I am back, everybody. Let's go back to my big ugly mug. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, but this chat app, it only works for YouTube, even though YouTube isn't the main stream place that I've got built into my stream software. I'm not getting any chat in from the Rumble side of the house, so I have to keep that open on my phone so I can monitor chat there. I think there were people over there watching and I wasn't replying to their chat, so I'm not sure. I'll have to figure out after the stream is over here and figure out why it's not coming in. So who's all with me still? Give me a thumbs up out there. I'm only monitoring YouTube chat from within my stream software. Yeah, I went and got me a glass of sweet tea. I'm done with the coffee for today. Are you guys hearing me okay? Did I forget to turn on my microphone or something? I'm not sure. Something about a guest cam. I guess it would help if I switch over to my ugly mug. I'm here talking to you guys and still had the chambers up. Hey, Qbot, if you want, even Roydy too, if you guys got anybody that you think would be interested in kind of hanging out with us on our Telegram, you can go ahead and share our Telegram channel out if you want. I wouldn't put it on social media. I would just do it like one-to-one. Because I think we'll end up having a bunch of people in there that we don't really want to have. Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if they're going to do anything else today. I think we had one person up there talking about maybe some flex stuff. I don't know if they're back there trying to vote on anything. I'm not hearing any audio coming from the chambers at all. I'm sure if somebody came in to speak, they would make sure that would get back on, but everybody's just sitting there, and I'm not even hearing any loose conversation going on in there. So I think what was out there Well, it was brought up. I think that's all they're probably going to do today. What time is it? It's already 3:08 Central Time. So it's 4:08 there. I doubt they're going to be doing anything else. And I don't know if there's anything else going on that's worth streaming. Let's see. Whew. I missed 160 posts out here on X. Breaking news. What does this say? So here's some breaking news for you guys. Coming from the Daily Mail. The Olympics is set to ban all transgender athletes from female events after finding scientific evidence of advantages to being born male. I think they probably were told that if they didn't do it, they weren't going to be invited. All right. I'm just scrolling through and seeing if there's any new news. So apparently this came out from just like 4 minutes ago. Trump is meeting with the Syrian president al-Shara, who Sarah Adams has been posting very much about him being part of ISIS and a terrorist. So I'm wondering what that is going to be about. So Trump administration arrests illegal alien from Mauritania given a commercial driver's license by Democrat-run Michigan, Ahmed Neni. He was employed by Zane Express, a trucking company in Dearborn, Michigan. Yeah. So he was an illegal alien, probably couldn't read English or anything. He's another one of these guys out there with a big rig that's jeopardizing people's lives on the road. Some more stuff on Dearborn, which we talked about earlier. And just a reminder, we got the Marine Corps' 250th coming up here soon. All right, this just comes in 3 minutes ago from the Oval Office. I might put this up on the screen. Just in from the Oval Office, President Trump confirms he will be rolling out $2,000 tariff dividend checks to low and middle-income Americans. We're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt. Trillions of dollars have been taken in terms of investments. So I think I want to bring this up.
I'm going to issue a dividend.
1 second here. I'm going to bring this up. I got to switch screens so you guys can see it. Let me see here. I might have to switch to this first. I'll make it full screen then as soon as I can transition over to it.
Dividend to our middle income people and lower income people of about $2,000. And we're going to use the remaining tariffs to lower our debt. We're going to be lowering our debt, which is a national security thing. So we're doing a lot of good work. And the numbers were reported so incorrectly. The real numbers are trillions of dollars have been taken in or gotten in terms of investment from the tariffs. And so if that were ever reversed, it would be a disaster. Frankly, it would be a national security problem for our country. And nobody thinks it's going to be reversed. I think we had a very good court case. As you know, it's before the Supreme Court right now. But if that were ever reversed, people are saying, oh, it's $1 billion. Some people said, oh, it's $2 billion. Well, that obviously we can handle very easily. But this is trillions of dollars we're talking about in terms of the tariff income and all the investment income that's come into our country. We're going to issue.
let's get back over to our other screen. Okay. So what do you guys think about that? So Trump is live now. Hey, Brody, can you send me the live link for Trump in Telegram? I'm not seeing anything on C-SPAN. I think we could probably bring that up while we're waiting for the other stuff to go through. I'm going to see if I can find something out there really quick. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on RSBN with Trump being live right now. That's interesting. That's why. Well, this is up. So, Roddy, was that possibly part of what I just showed a minute ago about the tariff dividends of $2,000 getting put out? Is that what he talked about? I only had a small clip that I could find on it, but again, I looked and I didn't see anybody live with it. So, like you said, it ended already, so I just caught a clip. All right, let me take my headset off because there's no sound coming through anyway. What's going on here? I think I have a live stream that I have to be on later today. Let me just double check. I think it's today that I have to be on. I won't be on with him, but I'll be there with Michael Jaco. Yeah, that's tonight at 5:30 p.m. Central Time? No, 4:30 p.m. Central. So that is in about 45, about an hour and 15 minutes or so. But I think she sent me the link so that I can actually join their Zoom call. So I will probably be on that. I'm not going to live stream it because I don't have permission, and there's not enough time to ask for permission for it, and I'm going to respect that. But I will be putting some stuff out later with this. I'm getting involved, just so you guys know. It probably won't be until the beginning of next month, but I'm going to be getting involved with another business thing, and I'll be talking about it a lot on my live streams here too. But it's in the health and wellness, and it's very high technology based. I think I might have mentioned earlier, basically like a wearable med bed, and it's already got like 4 to 5 years of testing, and then plus with the new updates, there's some pretty wild stuff with it. So it's supposed to help out with a lot of stuff. I talked with Roxanne for quite some time yesterday, I think it was, in reference to this, and it's supposed to help me with my 3 bulging discs in my back and some of the knee pain stuff, and it works down to the chromosome level with repairing telomeres. I think I talked about that on my live stream this morning. So, but yeah, she was on my morning live stream this morning. She wasn't on with me, but I'll probably be bringing her on at some point in the coming weeks, and also Michael Jaco, if you guys are familiar with Michael. I'll probably be bringing him on to talk as well.
It's easy to take freedom for granted, but it didn't just happen.
Another commercial.
Freedom was fought for, cried for, bled for.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Everything seems to be working better. I'm only streaming to Rumble and my main YouTube channel. I'm not streaming to the Chill and Relax channel. I'm going to use that channel for kind of like special stuff, and I will probably, that is the channel that I will probably be putting all of the documentary stuff on that channel. So the IRL media is going to be like for the main streaming stuff. We may do some live streams on the Chill and Relax. I got to build it up. I've only got, I don't know, like maybe 50 or 60 subscribers on that channel. So I got to build it up. It's funny. On BitChute, I have 150 subscribers now. And I get more views on all of my stuff that is not live streamed. I can live stream to BitChute, but I choose not to because both of my YouTube channels, anything that I put up on there automatically gets sent over to BitChute. And it's there, like this morning's live stream was there within an hour. And this morning's live stream already has like 3 or 4 times the amount of views. I mean, I get crazy views on BitChute. It's amazing how many people are over there and actually using that platform. But I have some things I have to prepare for this upcoming live stream, so it's not looking like, unless right when I decide that I'm going to end it, then they've got somebody coming out. But I'm monitoring. But I'm thinking that since President Trump already came out and talked on this today, I'll probably end it, and then tomorrow morning, with Morning Coffee with Mr. E, I'm going to go live at 9 o'clock
Mr. President, I'll
Central.
be brief. We're getting encouraging signs that maybe we may be making or having some votes tonight. I hope that proves to be true and that the Senate does its part to get out of this shutdown. I was thinking, Mr. President, though, I've been telling a lot of the staff around here and everybody else, I apologize for us not getting our work done. I think a lot of people, excuse me, don't realize how many people around here haven't been paid for 41 days. You know who they are? Everybody you can see in this room. And every one of your staff members, everybody else that's been doing the hard work, showing up. I was thinking yesterday with all the cars in the driveway, those young people that are coming in to pick up their members and take them back to their apartments, condos, wherever they live here. Those kids are doing that on a weekend and not getting paid either. I also think that getting out of the shutdown and getting the tens of millions of people that are hanging in the lurch across the country is just a good thing. So it's a shame we got here, but I want to thank the members on both sides of the aisle that have finally decided that we need to do our work here, pass a continuing resolution, pass some actual regular order bills, and prove that this place can work. But the work's not done, Mr. President. We have about 90 days now to fix the other part that we couldn't get agreement on, and let's make sure we start doing the work now so that every Capitol Police officer, every Sergeant at Arms, every Senate staff, all the people down at the dais who are working extra long hours actually get paid for the hard work they do. On behalf of the other members, I thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, and what about the other people that aren't getting paid? I think he left a few people out. Maybe it wasn't by choice, but there's other people that are working and aren't getting paid too. So, anywho, so I think that's all there's going to be with that today, guys and gals. So, as I was saying, tomorrow morning I am going to start my morning live at 9 o'clock. I think I'm going to start doing my morning coffee with Mr. E at 9 o'clock in the morning instead of 8 o'clock. Because it seemed like that was when more people started coming in at like the 8:45 to 9 and hung out towards the end there. So we're going to do it at 9, and plus that gives me a little bit more time to prepare and get some other stuff for you guys. I could probably give you guys kind of an idea. So basically the morning coffees are, they're gonna be news, like news stuff. And I'm just looking to see if I can bring up. So it's like, I call it your daily brew of news, mystery, and history. So like this morning, I really got into the news, the mystery, and the history, and it's not always going to be in that order, but that's what's going to be out there. So 9 o'clock Central Time is going to be the start time every morning for Morning Coffee with Mr. E. And then because I want to get more content out there, but I also need more what do you want to call it? Just more participation. So I'm thinking that 8 o'clock p.m. I haven't really set dates yet, but if you guys want to give me some idea of what day of the week or days of the week at 8 p.m. to do the regular Mr. E on Americas, the normal ones that we do, I'm gonna have topics, and you guys can also shoot me messages and talk about topic stuff. And those of you that are interested in coming on and talking about certain things here with me, I would really like to have you come on board. We will probably do that using Zoom. If we think we're going to go longer, we could probably use the Video Ninja, and that's a different link. But if you guys want to come on with me and talk about certain things, we can do that. But I think what we need, though, when we have multiple people on like that, it's going to be imperative that you have a headset and not use your external speakers, because if you got external speakers, we're getting a lot of feedback and a lot of extra noise that makes it a little bit harder for me to filter out stuff. And then I'm just going to let you guys know too, I want to get a hold of ESAD. I want to see when he can come on so that we can talk about this business that he's in, where they've got this stuff that really helps the farmers out with crop production, and I want to bring him on to talk about that, and we'll show their website and everything. But I think that's a good way to heal the land and help our farmers out. So we'll do that, and then again too, we'll have Roxanne and Michael Jaco on. I would like to have Michael come on it won't be a continuous basis, but it'll be more often, that that way we can promote each other and talk about just our normal stuff that we are interested in. A lot of it's military related. A lot of it is related to what's actually going on in the world today, the political climate, and not so much all politics, but just some of the things that are going on behind the scenes. And then with some business stuff, and just kind of like all the really cool, interesting stuff that I think that everybody will be interested to hear, and some new technologies that are coming out for medical. So anywho, like I said, I got to get going here. I've got a short time to get ready for this other Zoom call that I have to be on. So again, as I always tell you guys, be aware of your surroundings, have good situational awareness. Don't take everything I say for writ. Do some of your own research, and if I'm wrong, show me, and I'll make it right. But I want to say again, God bless every single one of you out there on the other side of the screen. Be safe, and I'll see you in the morning, unless something else comes up today. Take care, all. Bye-bye.